Hello and welcome to my channel, Jada Creative Wonder. My name is Jada. So in this video, I will be showing you 7 different ways to fill your sketchbook. Now, I would like to add that for most of the ways, I don't actually show the drawing process, but I do show the finished work. I'm sorry about that, but I still think they are great ways to fill your sketchbook. Some of them can be challenging, but I think challenging work can still be fun. So please stay tuned for the other ways. So this first way that you can see me drawing here is to fill a page with some of your favorite things. So I wrote at the top a few of my favorite things, from the song and Sound of Music. And I don't know why. I guess I rotated the film the wrong way. So on the screen, the words and the drawing is backwards right now, but it'll be the right way later on. Sorry about that. So right now I am drawing Littlefoot from The Land Before Time. That was always my favorite book as a kid. I absolutely loved dinosaurs and had a collection of dinosaur toys as a kid. And I'm also drawing Wall-E. He's my favorite of the Pixar characters. I think Wall-E is a very underrated movie, and I wish more people liked it as much as I did. And I'm also drawing a Coca-Cola can. As you can see, I'm actually drinking Coca-Cola in the video, so I decided to draw it. So I'm not putting a ton of effort in these. I'm being pretty loose with it, and I'm using very, very cheap color pencils. So if you don't have any good art supplies, don't worry. You really just need whatever you have is fine for this page. So you can use markers or color pencils or paint. Just make sure whatever sketchbook you're using can handle that kind of media. So for this sketchbook, I could use markers if I wanted to. I've used a couple and they don't bleed through at all, so that's good. So as I'm coloring it, I'm not like coloring it in perfectly. I'm just doing a light layer of color just so the page doesn't look so boring. And right now I just drew an octopus because they are my favorite animal, and I used to paint octopuses a lot, and I need to get back into painting them. And of course I painted a paint palette. I drew a paint palette, not painted. And right now I'm drawing the small cover to my favorite book called A Great and Terrible Beauty. It's a trilogy by Libya Bray. It's like a historical fiction meets fantasy, which is a very interesting genre, and I wish more books were like that, but there's not very many. And it's a teen fiction, and it's like really, really well written. I have not come across another book as good as that one. It takes place in the Victorian era, so it's like has a lot of feminist themes to it that are really interesting. And I needed something to fill up space, so I added an Instagram icon because that's pretty much my favorite app. Alright, so right now I'm adding a red panda. I've never drawn one before. This one is not very good because I'm trying to draw these fairly quickly, but maybe in the future I'll try and draw a better one. Alright, so right now I am doing a very simplified version of a Pink Floyd album cover. I thought about doing a Doors album cover because they are my favorite band, but I think Doors, their albums will always have Jim Morris's face on it, and they just aren't as recognizable as Pink Floyd, so Pink Floyd was easier and a more well-known band, so I went with them. And then I drew a burger and some fries because that's what I ate today, and one of my favorite foods, and ice cream, chocolate ice cream, and a pen and pencil because I couldn't come up with anything else. So there's the finished spread. Alright, so now for this next idea is to draw several things of one color. So these are things that are red. You can pick a different color. In the future, I think I'm also going to do blue, purple, pink, etc. So I drew a stop sign, a crawfish, ladybug, mushroom, cherries, a rose, apple, a leaf, and a strawberry. I'm not sure why, but for some reason in the video it looks more orange, but it was a bright red. So I don't know why the color isn't showing up right. So I didn't spend a lot of time on these, but if you want, you can spend more time on yours, or just spend a short amount of time. It's up to you. It's your sketchbook. You can do whatever you want. Alright, for this next part, I just drew a bunch of different animals because I'm not very well practiced at drawing animals, so I'm using my sketchbook to practice things I'm just not very good at. I added some color to make it pop more. And this one is to draw some circles and to put different things. I chose to put in different nature things in this one. So mountains, flowers, but you can do whatever you want. And just use like a bottle or something to draw the circles. And here is to challenge yourself to draw 4 things that you want to learn to draw. So I wanted to learn to draw some doors and some windows. So I drew different styles of doors and windows on one page. This was fun. They didn't all turn out well, but I'm still glad that I did it because that was a blind spot for me. And this is probably the hardest one, is to do a spread of different things of the same theme. So I did a bunch of different food ones. So I did fruit, desserts, and candy. The dessert one was probably the hardest one. I had never drawn food until I did this. So it was pretty challenging, but definitely worth all the effort. And the last page is to practice drawing or painting flowers. So I did a bunch of different species of flowers that are real to practice because I want to use them in other works in the future. Alright, so that is it for the 7 ways to fill your sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye. And last is to draw or paint some flowers. I love painting flowers. They're so beautiful and useful. You can use them in more complex pieces. So I did different kinds and drew and painted them here. Thanks for watching. Bye.